What's up, guys? What's up? It's your boy Anthony Fallon with Tone Southern Sports Channel. Yes, sir. Um, Title: Pregame Dallas Cowboy pregame thoughts. Now, I've been wanting to get on here, uh, talk about our Cowboys, state of the Cowboys, our current situation, where we are, just kind of gauging it. Not that everything is an actual fact, but just the eye test of what we all have been seeing as far as better play defensively and offense. Hopefully be able to match the play of the defense. And coming off the bye, we had time to recoup, uh, dig in, dig in a little bit more with practice play to refine our gameplay to keep the continuity. You know what I'm saying? To keep this ball rolling with the potential to be able to win the division. Now, I don't know what people come for. Why are you trying to settle for draft picks? You know, I'm gonna say like Jerry Jones said, if we get in the top five in draft picks, we earned it. For the meantime, we're gonna let's just string some victories together, okay? Because that does not promote a winning culture when you're so-called tanking. Now we just happen to lose while playing hard, while giving it our best shot, and not looking like we're playing with a low energy, like we were playing earlier in the season. With the missing assignments and all that stuff, especially defensively. But then when our quarterback went down, the offense and defense sucked for a little short period, but now the defense has picked it up the last two games, and then we had the bye that was not timely, but hopefully they'll be able to sustain and come with that same level of intensity and intelligence as the cover three defense has been simplified so that they know their assignments. And I like what Mike Nolan has done by keeping them in the 4-3 and the cover three scheme. Okay, but the reason why I made this video, excuse me, I'm not looking into the camera because I'm driving. Okay, because I just wanted to get this out here. Actually, I've been procrastinating. I mean, should have done this earlier this week, but I didn't. So uh, we have to remember, right? Okay, let's just go about this. This is the even. This is 2020, and although this is not the Garrett regime, because we know that Garrett has winning in the past four seasons with Dak, but at the helm, it has been every other season. There's a winning record of double-digit wins, whether it's uh, whether it's 10-6, 13-3, stuff like that. So this year was supposed to be. It seemed like that was the current trend. So, but when last season ended, going into this season, along with some good draft picks, filling the need of some spots, that this was going to be another double-digit win according to the trend, right? But then Garrett is out. McCarthy comes in. You got the COVID situation. You have no preseason, no OTAs, no training camp. Yada yada yada. No, all the rookie training, all that stuff. Okay, So the coaches aren't able to get their hands, hands on how they want to implement their game plan, their schemes, their coverages, whatnot. Okay, but nevertheless, according to the trend, this was potentially a playoff team, not just by roster. The roster has always been there for the most part. We have had the same guys. Of course, there's going to be some turnover in certain spots and whatnot, but for the most part, we have had our core guys over the last few years. So this team is already has the potential, and they know that. Even though it has been up and down years, you know what I'm saying? So, every time I get on the video, I start yawning and stuff, man. I don't know what the hell it is. This is just, I don't know. Maybe I need to start writing this down instead, instead of just coming on top of my head with thoughts. So, what I'm saying is that let's just take for instance when we let Dez Bryant go, right? That was like 2 years ago. Yeah, or 2 seasons ago. I say that about something like that, like a little yeah, about 2 seasons ago, right? We let Dez Bryant go, and how did we play those first 6 games or whatnot? Five, I say 5 to 7 games, and then we did a trade. We picked up Amari Cooper, right? Now that team was still the same with the addition of Amari Cooper. So after that was during the middle of the season, that's when we hit our stride. That's when the light turned on. And it seemed like we always started like that whenever we had a double digit win season for these last 4 years. We start off dragging ass, or it's up and down, you know what I'm saying? And then we finally mesh. The chemistry finally meshes, and now they just start clicking on all cylinders. Now, I'm just saying, oh, according to the of what we have, according to the account that this defense has been playing a lot better these last 2 games before the bye, and that they and banking on the fact that throughout the bye they have had some decent practices, and being able to sustain that level of play and energy, playing with confidence. You know what I'm saying? Especially after the Pittsburgh game, that we can go up to Minnesota, and according that a lot of things got to fall in place. But I'm just saying, according to what we have seen in recent weeks, that this team, especially defensively, has hit their mark and be able to ride it out for the rest of the season. Now, what it is, if the defense can hold up that end, okay, they can hold up that end. If they can hold up that they can hold up that end with that level of play, give the offense some time. Hopefully, that the coaches all right to play Andy Dalton, and with the new offensive lineup, and putting Zach Martin at tackle, McGovern in at right guard, and Knight at right tackle. You know, because the rookie he's still a working project. But he has gained valuable experience. It's not that is it's it was just the fact that he was never really meant to play. He was meant to be groomed, but he just got a crash course. He got live he got live training. You know what I'm saying? On the fly, and he did okay, those those rookie mistakes, but those rookie mistakes kept showing up. You know what I'm saying? Um, but it's okay. It's okay still. Just just keep practicing, keep working on your craft, and you will be a valuable asset for seasons to come. Okay. Um, so hopefully with this offensive line change, Andy Dalton being able to stay upright, Andy Dalton uses his experience because I ain't gonna say I don't care what they say, but watching that film study against Washington, and there was one particular play that they showed where uh, from the coach's film where Andy Dalton was in the backfield. He had 7 guys blocking for him, running back and tight end. And Washington had 6 players up on the line of scrimmage. Okay, with the DBs or whatnot. Uh, if you go back and watch that, it's when Dalton missed the block and got the sack. Okay, I mean I said Dalton Schultz. I forgot Dalton. When Dalton, the tight end, cut down to block the defensive tackle, but then missed. He whiffed on the linebacker. That was a key play, and it made it look like the line just missed their assignments, or the tight end missed his assignment. To me, if you see that DB and that quarterback close up on the line, you got to account for that as an experienced quarterback, and you're supposed to slide your protection that way, because clearly when they showed that, the defensive line crashed in the opposite direction, so you're supposed to slide them left, and the defensive line crashed right, or crashed to their left, should I say? So that way, the tackle and the tight end would have slid left to block the linebacker and the safety that was coming in on the double blitz off the edge. That's just my point of view. It was pretty easy to see. If you ask me, I don't care if I have 7 guys protecting me. If you haven't adjusted the protection right, it's not going to work whether if you have 7 or not. Now that's not me bashing Andy Dalton, but I am questioning the fact that is he reading the proper coverage? Is he actually reading what they're showing him? I mean, you just got to do that just in case, because it looked like it was a blitz to me. I was sitting there looking at it. But anyway, I'm gonna get off that. I digress. Now, if Andy Dalton is fully healthy, the COVID situation, we know about the concussion, but the COVID recovery time is what I'm most worried about, because I go back to my previous video when I talked about how Cam Newton looked. How how did Cam Newton look those first 2 games when he came back off of the COVID list and recovered from the COVID? He looked weak. He looked very weak. He didn't look himself. You know, he still was out of whack with things. He wasn't in sync. You know, just so I just hope that Andy Dalton is full strength. And if he's not full strength, it's not because of his bad play. He just doesn't look in sync. That's all. He doesn't look like he's completely recovered fully. Then we're gonna have to. We're gonna have to pull the plug and put in Garrett Gilbert or Cooper Rush. If we're going for the gusto, and that's to win the division. And with what our eyes has told us defensively that we have turned the corner and that this offense can finally get going because the Minnesota Viking game is a winnable game. We just got to play all 4 quarters. We just got to play all 4 quarters. We just got to stay disciplined and focused and locked in, offensively and defensively. This is not going to be an easy battle, but this is also a game where I say the coaching staff should win you 1 to 2 games per season. That goes for Kellen Moore. You got to get better, bro. I know it's only your second year as an offensive coordinator, but your scheme, pass happiness, yo, you got to run that ball with Zeke and Pollard, man. You got to run the ball with Zeke and Pollard. A running back is a tone setter. The running game is a tone setter. Whether if you gotta design a running game, tailored to your opponent or whatnot, but it is a tone setter. It helps dictate the game, helps you establish control of the tempo of how you want to run this whole game and have a team dictate to you. But we can't have you can't have no quarterback throwing those amount of 40 to 50 throws per game unless it's called upon. So running game definitely has to be heavy. It has to be a commitment to the running game, period. But there has to be some creativity and some design as well, and not being so predictive. That's why they're stuffing Zeke. That's one of those variables on why Zeke hasn't had success. You know? So that's just my thing. That's my thing. I think we're going to win. I think we're going to pull out a victory today against the Minnesota Vikings. We're going to go to their house and we're going to squeeze out a very close game. I already put $100 down on my money line straight up outright win. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to get more bang for my buck. Simple as that. It's a good spread. One thing. Even though I didn't cover the spread on that. I just went straight up win outright. I think we're going to squeak it out by 3. I don't know what the score is going to be, but I think we're going to squeak it out by 3 points. A field goal is going to save us. Field goal is going to win the game. I'm just hoping that Andy Dalton just plays up to his experience level with the 9 years of actual playing time. You know what I'm saying? Of games in. So he should be playing at a high level with the fact that the offensive line supposed to be solidified, um, should be solidified, and that these guys are just the defense is going to continue to play at that level. I think Pollard is going to have a 100-yard game, and with the touchdown, I think he has that potential to break one, 50 yards or longer. He's going to have that. I think he's going to have that. I'm calling. That's my prop, even though I didn't. But that's one of my prop bets right there. Tony Pollard is going to have 100+ yards and a score. What the rest of the offense going to do, I don't know. I just think we're going to have a solid game. I just think these guys are going to. We have to be a lot more methodical. Our problem it has been in the red zone. We need that's what we really need to run Zeke. Red zone. I think we need to start really thinking about trying to score 30 yards out, where the field is still wide open. You can still call a multitude of plays because we know that trying to pass it 5 yards, all that stuff at the 5-yard line. I mean, come on, you're really putting the team at risk. But we need to get some touchdowns if we get into that red zone. So I think that we just might hit our stride starting from this game, going forward, because 49ers are beatable. Baltimore Ravens are beatable. Tough wins, but they definitely can lose. Don't sit here and act like the Baltimore Ravens are playing like they were last year. So they are more susceptible this season, right now, than last year to be able to take a L, but not have that same, or not playing at that same caliber as they played last season. But I just think we need to win one of these out of division games. We can get all three, that's fine. Because I want us to win on out. I want us to win the next 7 games. That'll put us at 9-7. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, maybe I'm being a little highly optimistic about our team, but I'm about to win. I'm about winning. I'm about establishing a winning culture at the end of the season to carry over to the next season, because this is the storm. This is the storm. All of this, the first 9 weeks. Well, you start to see us coming out of the storm the last 2 games, okay? Because this is all, transition is never easy. Transition is always a struggle. And now we're transitioning into a winning culture with a Super Bowl winning head coach that's here to bring some continuity, not every other year, but we're being in contention every year with the talent that we have already. That's what we're transitioning into. Then once we transition into that, now we're going to start transitioning into a dynasty. That's what we're transitioning into. Because we have our quarterback, we have the running backs, we have an offensive line that will be a change in years to come. Right now we already seen the change. You're starting with Frederick, but then we're getting guys that are getting older with the Martin and Tyron Smith. So these are some glaring holes, and I'm thinking from a GM perspective. You know what I'm saying? And a head coach, that these guys are getting old. and eventually they will have to be replaced. But that's why it's even better for the guys that we have in that has been playing this year to get those live game reps. Govern, Knight, Steele. Okay? So we just have to wait and see. We have to wait and see if I'm right. Um, for those that feel like we can pull this win out, I really think so. I really do think so because um, Minnesota's licking their chops because they thinking that they're not playing a very good team. Simple as that. So that's another element of surprise if we can smack them in the mouth a couple of times. Absolutely. So tell me what your thoughts. What do you think that you think that I think that this is the stepping stone. This is going to be the first victory, and then we got a Thursday night game, Thanksgiving. I think that's going to be our second victory. And I'm thinking that we're actually starting to stride right now at the perfect time. This is a typical Cowboy Cowboys way. Oh God. This is so typical of us. But this is the way we always have been. And now that is about to change. Okay, going forward. So this Tone Setter Sports Channel, Anthony Fallon, I'm out.